Rosies. Happy Sunday. You're watching The Rose Table and this is my casual Sunday vlog. I'm so excited because today we are going to talk about my backyard renovation or transformation or redesign, whatever you want to call it. I'm sitting in my new little lounge patio next to my dining table. I moved, let's see, basically 3 out of the 5 zones in my yard. And I did record a whole entire time lapse of me and my parents doing that, and my phone didn't save the videos. I'm so incredibly annoyed. Of course, it was a really backbreaking work to move all this furniture, so we were not about to redo it. So I'm so sorry. I did try to vlog that for you, but instead we'll just have to walk through it together. So I'm now sitting on my new fire pit patio, which used to be kind of tucked in the back patio, which I always used to call the fire pit patio, so I guess it's gonna need a new name. But this all came about because of my Snow White tea party, actually, where I moved my smaller dining table to a different zone of the yard and then sort of moved my hammock around and thought, wait a second, maybe I want to redo my yard. So I'll show you guys what we did. I'm such a hammock girly. Like, I cannot function without my hammock. I absolutely love it. Henry and I are out here laying in the hammock all the time. This was next to the dining table, and this space used to have my adorable small dining table, and this is an enormous space, and it was kind of a small table, so it was like a little bit of a wasted area. And when the hammock's not on here, it's just like a big metal ugly thing. You know, if it's storming or something, the hammock's in the garage. And the big poles were just kind of like pointed towards the dining room, and I could see the pole from my house actually. So this looks so much better to have like the beautiful seating area. And then my hammock here under the trees where I can sit and stare at my Peggy Martin rose and my vegetable garden. So just absolutely loving it here. And then we worried this was going to be a little bit awkward, but we decided to pop the chaise lounge in between. But because it's not like it has the table next to it, I do feel like it works to have just like a cozy little sort of coffee nook. I'm such a lounger. I need chaise lounges. I want to have my dog on there with me. So I love having my little chaise lounge for morning coffee and then my hammock for sort of after work to decompress. I like to lay in the hammock for a little bit. My dad also built me this new gorgeous cedar raised bed for additional herbs. Of course, I have herbs all over, but a girl can never have enough herbs. So I haven't filled it yet. Maybe we'll do that together actually this weekend since it's such a beautiful day. So this used to be my fire pit patio.
I'm interrupting myself to clarify that when I bought my house 10 years ago, my yard literally had 2 trees in it. Every plant, every patio, every garden that you see, I added. So throughout this video, when I say something used to look like this or this used to be here, I'm referring to maybe a week ago or a couple of years ago, but my yard actually used to look like this. And I say this because I want to inspire everyone watching who has grass and a fence to create your own wonderland. For instance, my former fire pit patio actually looked like this when I bought the house, just a falling down, creepy shed. I really transformed my yard piece by piece. First, I had my concrete and flagstone patios installed, and my dad built my raised bed vegetable garden. Years later, I added the huge pebble patio, a DIY project that's one of the most viewed articles on therosetable.com. And most recently, I added a bunch of other garden beds and tons of plants. So I just wanted to clarify that.
And once upon a time, I had my big L-shaped couch here with the fire pit, and I used to hang out here all the time with my friends. But we set this here and I thought, wow, this looks so much better in this space. Just really nice scale, and it's cute because, you know, we've got the roses over there, we've got the vegetable garden. It's got a very cute little view from this table. And I'm filming this in the morning, so it's in morning sun, but it's completely in the shade in the evening, so it's a perfect spot to have dinner for just like a nice little cozy night. And Henry's modeling for us where the other dining table is. Right here is my new fire pit patio. This is not a new fire pit. I have had this for, oh my gosh, like 8, 9, maybe even 10 years. I love it. Beautiful blue fiberglass. It used to be tucked back kind of in a nice little nook, which was very cozy and cute. But of course, you know, sometimes you like get new furniture pieces. I used to have like a big L-shaped couch, which fit really well in that space. And then it was kind of crumbling because very few things can hold up to the Texas sun, and got new furniture. And then sometimes you get you don't think like, is everything in the place that it should be? So my mom came over and we talked about it, and I said, what if we have the fire pit patio here with the beautiful blue bench that my dad built me, my butterfly bench, little chair, and now it's the perfect place to have like a little aperitivo before dinner, before moving to the dining table. So since I'm such an entertainer, I feel like it works really well. Later in this vlog, you're also going to make some delicious food for dinner in the garden with my friend Hope, and we got to enjoy the new lounge space, which we had our little cocktails on. It was so great. So really loving this already. So here we have the vegetable garden, and then the hammock space, and the fire pit patio, and then of course my big dining table. Flowers are so happy. Roses have started to bloom again. We've already got tomatoes. Can you believe it? We have some petunias. I'm honestly shocked that I still have pansies, because pansies only like cold weather. Well, they don't, I should say they don't like hot weather. So it's probably the last weekend for the pansies, because next week is going to get quite warm. You like the little backyard reno, honey?
This is perfect weather. I like it.
Do you like the new chaise? Yeah. Beautiful day for a walk. 66 degrees. So Henry and I came to a park. Huh, buddy? Into the woods. Into the woods. Oh, I should have brought my tripod. It's hard to film. How cute is this bridge? What do you think? Have you ever been on this bridge before? Good boy. Good boy. How sweet is this little butterfly garden? Whoops. Cute. How adorable. Is that just the prettiest little sound? I mean, there are bird sounds, and then like this girl should be at the Met. All right, lovelies, we are going to make a super simple little punch. Whoops, hello, there we go. Pull that out. I made my parents some virgin mint juleps over the weekend for our little Kentucky Derby watch party, and they loved them so much, and it actually inspired a new spring cocktail. So we're gonna try it. I'm just gonna take, ooh, satisfying sounds. 2 cups of lemonade. You know what? Let's go ahead and do double. We have enough, right? Let's see. Yeah, we have enough. Okay, we're gonna do 4 cups of lemonade. Beautiful. 1/2 cup at least of this mint simple syrup. We're gonna have to give this a taste, make sure that it's a delicious combo. Already looking great. And then this is a Texas gin, and it's delicious, super floral. So good for spring. I think we'll do like a cup of gin. Henry, my goodness. And then thought it would be nice to just kind of put some extra mint sprigs in there to infuse. Pretty nice. Let's see if we can. I love this thing because you can stir with it. I think we're gonna do a little more mint simple syrup. A little more. That's quite a little bit, but you know, it's a punch, people. Okay, that is delicious. So I'm gonna show you guys a hack for hummus. I make fantastic hummus. This is actually in my cookbook, but it's a Thursday night. I'm a busy publicist. My friend's gonna be here in minutes. I don't always have time to make hummus, but I do always have store-bought hummus in my fridge. So I have a little bit that's left over. There we go. If you see any discoloration, that's from paprika that I put on it the other day. And then we're gonna add a little bit more. So I often do quite big platters where it's all on one platter, but this is kind of a fun, different idea. So I thought I would put the hummus, build the hummus on its own little plate here, and then move that out of the way. And then do a whole separate veggie tray, which I don't usually do, but I don't know, just sounded fun. Now I realize how this sounds that I bothered to pickle onions on a busy day. However, this is like a couple of ingredients and takes 2 seconds, and they've just been hanging out on the counter for like an hour, and look how beautiful they are. I absolutely adore pickled onions, and I thought, whoopsies, that's not very pretty. I thought this would be just so cute and springy to have some pickled onions on our hummus. I usually do these only when I'm making tacos, but I don't know what to tell you. It just sort of possessed me today, where I was like, what if we put pickled onions on hummus? And my idea here is to just kind of put some along the edges, something like this. Maybe one more little piece. This is literally just vinegar, sugar, and salt that you boil really quickly, and then you pour right on top of a red onion. And fun fact, I don't actually like red onion, but I love pickled red onion. So I'm sure if you've seen me before, you're like, what the heck? She never does anything with red onion. Or maybe you've never noticed, and I've just kind of outed myself as not really liking red onion. Okay, and then I'm just going to throw some feta chunks, kind of a mix of like the big ones and then some of the smaller ones. I'm kind of digging down. Oh my gosh, this is literally so cute. Oops, it's kind of a big chunk. And then, you know, whatever herbs you want. Should I do mint because I happen to have mint here? That's a bold choice, but I mean, a little fresh mint goes a long way. But we can even tear like a couple of leaves. This would also be great just with like Italian parsley if you want kind of just the color but a really mild flavor. You could use fresh oregano. Dill would be fantastic here. But this is gonna give it, whoopsies, so much flavor and just be a little bit different for a hummus presentation. And then dare guys, I don't know if you guys are sick of it. I really kind of want to throw a flower on here. I just really do. It's calling to me. Do I do it? I mean, how hard is that? They're in my garden. Like, kind of why not? All right, I just couldn't resist. Don't at me. If you want somebody less extra, there's plenty of less extra people on YouTube. Okay, and then maybe we just put, let's see, what's a cuter sprig? This little sprig. I mean, come on, how stunning. That took me 2 seconds. All right, so I'm just gonna do a little snack platter to go along with our hummus. It's a lot of kind of great last minute, no cook ideas for you as we're going into spring and summer. And I love to entertain, but I just don't always have time to like cook and bake a lot. Oh my God. All right, well, good thing we have more cucumber, isn't it? Y'all, I need to calm down. I'm like so flustered. All right, so, you know, you could do this cuter if you're more patient than me, but I'm telling you, after the work day that I've had, we're just piling on the cucumber. We're not gonna fuss. Also, pro tip, You don't have to sit here and carefully place your cucumber in cute little rows because everyone's going to be looking at this. This is the showstopper. That took 2 seconds. My dog is under my feet waiting for me to drop things. There we go. Okay, so nice, healthy cucumber. Okay, I love really good cheese cubes. When the worse mood I am, the more cheese cubes I have in my fridge, I swear. But they're so nice and snackable. Should we give one a little taste, make sure it's not poison? I keep changing my mind on what I want here, but I think we're going to do my beautiful, colorful beet chips. Gorgeous. Ta-da, beautiful appetizer. All right, y'all, I am giggling. Look how tiny these tomatoes are. These are normally, I buy these tomatoes a lot. They're usually much bigger. Obviously, I did delivery. So we're gonna make this work. My intention was to do a classic Caprese, but it's not gonna be all that classic because we can't do the traditional layering, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. All right, I think let's put down some mozzarella first. And we have 2 kinds of basil from the garden and really good mozzarella. This stuff is amazing. I think maybe we'll just throw some slices down and we'll just be a little non-conventional today, and that's totally fine. And honestly, I already think this is looking kind of cute, so there you go. Oops, I think that's for the chef. Just gotta make sure it's not poison, you know. Already looking good. I got this on my trip to Paso Robles at this amazing store. Oh my God, that smells so good. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of garlic sea salt. Hopefully that's delicious. And some pepper. Gorgeous. And then we'll do our balsamic. This stuff I actually get at the farmer's market from Amanita, and it's from Italy, and it's just incredible. Like, look at this. Oh my God. Just unbelievably gorgeous. Y'all, this is the food that like gets me up in the morning, you know, like this is the stuff that I just die for as a food blogger. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. Okay, so this is normal basil I grabbed in my yard, and this is my cute little boxwood basil. That's so adorable, and it smells a little bit different, and I really wanted to try it this evening, so we're going to. Yum. Oh, I forgot to get rosemary. I keep going out in the yard to get all the goodies. I mean, have you ever seen such adorable little basil? I had never heard of this. When I saw it, I was just like screaming. I was like, I have to have that. If you go look at the vlog where I planted the garden, you'll see the variety. Move that. And then, okay, I honestly harvested way too much basil, but that's okay. And then I think we'll just, you know, stick a sprig in. How beautiful is this looking? Easy for me to do. Woohoo! Okay, so next up, we are making one of my most viral and beloved recipes of all time, my rosemary grilled salmon. However, I cannot turn my grill on. I don't know what to tell you. The grill is not functioning, so we're actually gonna pop this in the oven, but same concept. This is, of course, also in my cookbook because I have made it approximately 1,000 times. You're not gonna believe how easy this is. Sorry for the bad camera work. Y'all, you're just gonna have to bear with me because I'm in a bit of a rush before my friend comes over, and I'm trying to film while I go, but it's not easy. So you're just gonna lay your salmon on aluminum foil, and then we're going to drizzle with olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm gonna season this really well because this is a very simple dish. If you want to see much better footage of this, I actually have a whole video on how to make this. And then we're just going to lay some lemon slices right on top. And then last but certainly not least, I normally do 1 rosemary sprig, but you can see they're kind of thin. So today we're gonna do 2 rosemary sprigs and each how absolutely beautiful. And then close it up, and then normally I toss that on the grill. I don't know why my new propane tank is like not cooperating, so we're gonna throw that in the oven. Well guys, I hope you had as much fun hanging out in the garden with us as we had with you. Say thanks for watching.